So just some background on me. I went to USC with a degree in mass communication, broadcast journalism, the same thing that we're doing here. And from there, I took a path down the banking financial services industry. Okay. Had 2 children in the meantime after I got out of school, and I moved from Columbia up to the Rock Hill area. And then we moved to Charlotte, and I kept riding by this sign that said Reinhardt Realty. Yeah. And it had a quote on there, and it said, "How can we help you?" And that stuck with me because I've always had a servant's heart. Okay. And what happened was over the course of 2 years, it took me 2 years to actually jump into it, because over those 2 years, it kept pulling at me and it kept pulling at me, and I kept resisting it, kept trying to just do what I was sort of kind of comfortable with, which was the financial services industry. Okay. But it kept pulling at me, and I kept speaking with the broker over there, and one day, on a leap of faith, I was in Rock Hill. Actually, I was getting my hair done, and I said, you know what? I'm just going to go do it. I'm just going to go sign up for the class. Yeah. And that's what I ended up doing, and God has made so much room for me in this industry that I'm so happy that I did. So just being a realtor, I'm able to help people actualize their dream of home ownership, and I'm also able to speak some life into them, and also be a touch point for them as well. Because I purchased my home already, and I know what that's like, so I'm able to share my experience with them and just really help them, and I also give them hope and faith that God can take care of whatever they're worried about throughout the process.
So was it hard to take the test as far as passing the test, I guess? Is it hard to pass the test?
You know what? I'm a pretty good test taker.
Okay, so you're smart already.
Well, I don't like to study. But for real estate, it's so much information. It's so many legal concepts, because what people don't realize is that real estate is really backed by the commission. I mean, there's a lot of legalities and a lot of legal things and terms being thrown around in real estate. So that test, I had to sit back in my chair like, oh Lord, I need to pass this. and thank God I passed. Yeah. But it was a challenge, because you have to know more about the actual concepts more than just what the straight answer is, because in real estate things could go many different ways. So the test was whew.
So when you were studying, did you have kids at that point? Did you have kids? So yes. You was a single mom, you were studying for your exam, and you were taking care of your kids.
So and it's so crazy, because I kept putting off the exam because I never felt like I was ready. Yeah. I never felt like I was prepared enough, right? Yeah. So this particular week, the test actually ended up being on my great-grandmother's birthday. Oh, okay. Because I rescheduled it like 3 times. And on the 3rd time, it ended up being her birthday. And I was like, I have to do it this day, because this is a very special day. Yeah. February the 11th. I never forget it. And that week, both of the girls were sick, waking up in the middle of the night. I still had to get up and work the next day at the bank I was working at the time. And I still had to make time to study. Yeah. So it was a very challenging week. So when I got my results that I actually passed, like I couldn't get to my car quick enough. Yeah. I just cried and praised God, because it was just a struggle to get there, and that I passed I was just so excited.
And that's one of the reasons why I follow you on social media. I follow a lot of different people, and I saw your some of the things you were doing in the area. I actually went to your financial seminar that you had, I think about a year ago. We met then. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's just the fact that I saw, okay, she's a single mom. She's didn't let that to be a barrier for her to follow her goals and dreams. And a lot of listeners that hear me now, you are letting your obstacle, you're letting things, not the kids are obstacles, not saying that, but you are letting life situations stop you from obtaining your goals and your dreams. God have some good things that are in store for you, but the devil, the enemy, whatever you want to call it, Satan, he want to keep everything that God have you away from you. This is a Christian show. I got to talk a little bit about the Lord.
Of course.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you something.
Yeah.
The past 2, almost 3 years of my life have been nothing but God moving.
Yeah.
And I know that for a fact. And like I said, when it came to my real estate career, I didn't know who was going to watch my daughters for me.
Yeah.
When I took these classes, I didn't know how I was going to be able to juggle real estate and working full time and having 2 children. I didn't know any of that.
Yeah.
But because it had been something that had been pulling on me for 2 years,
Yeah.
I just did it. And it's crazy because my aunt, she's like my spiritual mentor, and my mom, and they all supported me, and they never questioned saying, how are you going to do it? They said, I know you can do it. So to have that support is you need that. But even if you don't have that support, you have to have that confidence within yourself, and you have to allow God to make room, and you have to allow God to do his thing too.
Yeah.
Because when I took that jump, when I tell you I didn't have any problems, I didn't have any challenges. I didn't have any challenges in completing the courses, because with real estate, you always have to do training. You always have to stay on top of your compliance and ethics and legal terms and all that stuff. So even now I'm not having challenges. And so when they say that God will make room for your gift, he will.
Yeah.
We just don't trust him enough to allow that to happen.
That's right. And I want to point out too that this is a commission job, right? A business. Is it a commission?
Yeah. If you don't go out there and sell houses, you don't get paid. So this is an entrepreneurial job. Well, not job, but this is an entrepreneurial industry.
Yeah. I know a lot of people are afraid of working on commission. It's like you say, it's your business.
Yeah.
And with your business, you may depend on the employer, but if your employer decide to shut the door for 2 weeks, you out of work and you don't have any money. Just like this coronavirus that's going around. There are some people going to be out of work for 2 weeks, not knowing whether they're going to have an income or not. But when you have your own business, you can determine how much money you want to make and when you want to work. You can go out, you can make your money and not have anything else, nobody to determine for you when you can work on, when your income is going to come in. Now, my other question that I have is, how did you go about getting with this particular company that you with, Reinhardt? Why you chose them versus any other company?
Reinhardt Realty was actually the only company that I spoke with.
Okay.
And it was because I spoke with a gentleman by the name of Don Sanders. He's no longer with the company, but when I say I was speaking with someone for 2 years, it was him.
Oh, okay.
And so that's another story in that itself. But when I was speaking to him, he told me what the company values are, and it was God was number one.
Oh, that's awesome.
Then it was family.
Yeah. And
then it just trickled on down from there, and that just made me feel like I'm in the right place because they value God, and they understand how vital he is in our lives, and they also value family. And because me being a single mom of 2 children, I mean, that's a big deal to me. I need someone who can actually understand what that feels like, what that looks like for me.
Okay.
Another reason I went with them is because a lot of times when you're in real estate, when you are onboarding and you're joining a company for the first time and you're a trainee, they expect you to train from like 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. At this time, I'm actually still working full time because I'm not ready to stop because I still have to maintain my household and my family. And I will never forget this. Right before my 30th birthday, I had gotten all my license stuff out of the way, and now it was time for me to become trained. And my broker, she told me that she would train me after hours.
Okay.
I cried so hard in her office because she said, I've been doing real estate for 20 years, and sometimes people come in here saying they want to be a realtor, and sometimes you're like, this person has it. And she was like, you're one of those people that have it, so I believe in you. Yeah. And so just by her offering, she was giving me chills now thinking about that because I was trying to do so much with so little space to do it in, if that makes sense. Because I'm already working full time. I'm already a single mom, and I'm already just trying to juggle so much by her giving me a chance. I was like, I can't go anywhere else. And it's crazy because I get letters in the mail. I get people that call me. I have this lady from Caldwell Baker, like she's calling me all the time.
Yeah.
Wanting me to come work for them. But I cannot give up on that. I can't turn my back on my company.
Yeah.
Because they believed in me enough to give me a chance, you know, and they let me come and go, and they really have my back. So that's why I'm with Ron Hart Realty now.
That's good. Now, I know that one other struggle as far as becoming an entrepreneur is working your job and then making that transition to working your own commission. Is that a difficult as far as because you got bills, like you said, you got bills you got to continue to pay. And then you got an income with your job. How hard is it to make that transition from your job to working basic commission?
I still work a 9 to 5.
You do? Okay.
Yes.
You do?
And I do both. So a lot of times it's just really turning on a realtor hat.
Yeah.
Because with my job, I have to deal with so many different people, so many meetings and things like that. But with real estate, that's just setting me up, and I'm actually doing both because I'm creating legacy.
Yeah.
I'm creating generational wealth.
Right.
I am planting seeds and breaking barriers within my family, and it gets tiresome.
Yeah.
It's Lord, I took a nap for the first time yesterday in about 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 months.
Oh, yeah.
I took an hour nap. For the first time in a long time. And so it gets tiresome, but I understand what I'm doing.
Okay.
I understand what my purpose is in this. And I will never be too tired to help someone. I will never be overwhelmed with helping someone. So it's a lot to juggle. But as far as the commission piece goes, and everything is still being leveled out, and God is still moving and making room.
Right. That's awesome. Now, as far as the help that you provide to buyers, are there different programs available that help people get their home?
Yes. So there are down payment assistance programs, and sometimes even your local municipality can have programs for you.
Okay.
I know there's Charlotte Housing, there's SC Housing, there's NC Housing, there's Shanoa. So there's a lot of different programs that you can qualify for, but you have to qualify for them. You just can't walk up. There's something that you have to do, whether it's maybe take an 8-hour class or work on your credit, or your credit may have to be at a certain place. There's income restrictions. So these are programs that you have to qualify for, and you have to put in the work.
Yeah.
So there are down payment assistance programs that are available for you. But what people don't realize is that this area where we are right now, Heat Springs, Lancaster, all these surrounding areas, this is a USDA hotbed. USDA is a government loan that funds 100% of your loan.
Okay.
So if your house that you want is $150,000, you're going to get $150,000 loan. It won't be that you have to bring a down payment. All you have to worry about are closing costs, and that's something that I help negotiate.
Oh.
So you could really buy a house for little to nothing if you got to just apply yourself. With the USDA loan, it's a 620, I believe. FHA, little as 580 for your credit score, but you have to bring a down payment. Okay. And so if you have that credit score and then you're utilizing some of these down payment assistance programs, then you could definitely become a homeowner.
Okay. Would you say that personal credit is one of the main reasons why people don't buy homes?
You know, I think people don't buy homes because of fear.
Fear.
I think people are afraid to start the process. They're afraid to. One thing we have to do is that we have to shift our mindsets to be receptive of information that we don't know. A lot of times people will say, oh, I want to buy a house. Oh, I want to become a homeowner. Oh, I want to have a house one day. Oh, I want to buy me a house by the end of 2021. But a lot of people are not receptive. So they're not even going to reach out to start the first step.
Yeah.
I tell people all the time, I will talk to you for free. I'm not trying to make money off of giving out information. That's why I do my workshops and my seminar for free. The information is free.
Yes.
because you have to be educated, but you also have to be willing to receive that information and also feel that you're worthy enough to go down that path. People are scared of the process because they've heard their old Uncle Johnny, when he bought a house, it was this way, or their Aunt Carolyn, who bought this house 15 years ago and it was this way. Well, close to 15 years ago, well, 2008, I mean, things were different then. So you can't take people's experiences and tack them onto your own or what that could be like. People, they become fearful of what buying a house looks like because it's this big old scary monster. But you have to get with someone that you can trust, someone who actually understands what those feelings come with. And so I think credit can be, but I mean, there's people in place to help you. I have a couple of people who can help you with your credit, a few people who can help you with your credit. I can help you with your credit. I will never see your credit report, but I can give you some pointers. I used to work at a bank. I know how that works. But more importantly, I think that people have to feel that they deserve it.
Yeah.
And that they're willing to put themselves through the process for a long-term gain.
Okay. Now, I know there's a lot of people, there are some people, they prefer to lease or rent an apartment or lease a house. What are your thoughts leasing versus buying a house?
When people come to me and they're like, "Oh, hey, do you know where I can find some rental property?" My first question to them is like, "Why don't you want to buy?" It's okay to pay rent because, you know, you can call your landlord, he can come fix your sink.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, the rent down here in Lancaster is pretty inexpensive, so you may actually see a increase in your monthly payment whenever you go to purchase a home. I actually just had this experience with someone earlier this week where their actual rent was going to be less than their monthly payment. So, hey, sometimes that's a benefit, but if you live in Charlotte and you're paying $1,300 for a one bedroom, then actually buying is going to be the benefit. So having the ability to call your landlord and say, "Hey, my toilet bowl broke," that's cool. But whenever you're buying a home, you're establishing something in the earth. You have a stake in something. You own something. When you rent, you're never going to own that.
Right.
Because I'm about to rent out my townhouse. And so the renter who's going to be in there is going to be paying my mortgage plus giving me extra money to live off of. That's what renters do.
Yeah.
Landlords do. They take your money, they pay their mortgage on the house, and they have extra tacked on top of that. So you could be doing that same thing with your own house, minus you giving somebody savings money or vacation money every month, because that's what you're doing.
Okay.
Also, whenever you become a homeowner, you have stability, because no one can say, "Hey, you have 30 days to be out your house."
Yeah.
I was working with the buyer late last year, and he was renting a house, and his landlord told him he had 30 days to be out.
Yeah.
Who wants to live like that?
No.
And when you are a homeowner, you don't have to pay your mortgage to the 15th.
Yeah.
So you get 2 extra weeks to pay. Not only that, you have that stability, like I said, you get to pay your house payment a little bit later, and then they're even more willing to work with you if you can. So you're not even going to foreclose on your home yet. I mean, you just have so much extra time. On top of that, now you're building equity. So now that equity that you're building in your home, that's like savings account money, that's Disneyland money, that's home improvement money, that's money you can take out and go buy an investment property. But you're actually creating something, and now you have more to work with as far as being a homeowner. You can do what you want to with it. You don't have to ask anybody if you can knock down a wall or paint a wall or put some backsplash up. You can do that on your own because you own it.
Right.
If you want to rent your house out and make more money off of it, you can do that. I always urge people to purchase homes because you're establishing something.
Yeah.
Now you're going to have residual income coming in, or you're going to have that emotional stability that you're going to actually be in this place until you decide to move, not when someone else makes you move.
Yeah. Okay. So if somebody wanted to reach out to you, how can they do so? How can they reach out to you?
I am on most of the social media platforms. I don't do Snapchat or Twitter, just because I can't really handle any more platforms.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I have so many emails to juggle already. But I'm definitely on Facebook, Sherrell Wright, Sherrell Wright, WRIGHT. I'm also on Instagram at Sherrell Wright. I don't even know my Instagram name how I have it, but I think it's SHE_RIGHT__. But if you search my name, you could definitely find me. Call my phone. Hit me on my cell phone. 704-995-9809. I'm around. I'm available. I talk to people all the time. I actually have so many people who are in the process of just building their credit, and they took the first steps just to have a conversation with me.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna give it to you, and I'm gonna keep it real with you, and and I'm always going to be there to help you. I don't just say, "Oh, you're not ready to go right now, so I'm not going to talk to you." Mm-hmm. I check on my people every 2 to 3 weeks.
That's important. Yeah.
Like I follow up with all of my, even if you're not pre-approved yet. Mm-hmm. I had been working with this one lady since like 2018. Yeah, 2017, 20. Well, anyway, but over a year, I had been working with her to get her pre-approved, and she just got pre-approved like back in January.
Okay.
But I kept following up with her because I care. I want you to own a home. Yeah. I feel like that's so important, especially for our culture. There's a gap in home ownership, and it's about 30 or 40%. I'm trying to remember the article in my head, but it's about 30 or 40% gap in home ownership when it comes to people of color versus our counterparts, and that's just not fair. It's time to bridge that gap. It's time to for us to become homeowners and actually own something and stop giving it away, because we have more power whenever we can own something.
Okay, great. I know you got to leave, and I know we got to end the show, but I just want to say to everybody, if you're looking for a place to live or you're looking for a home, you are licensed in North and South Carolina,
North
right?
and South Carolina, and I travel. I Lord knows I was in Peachland, North Carolina. I didn't even know where that was. I never heard of it, but I was there helping my buyer.
Oh, that's awesome there. Mm-hmm. She is available. Reach out to her. She is somebody you could depend on. Just give her a call. Reach out to her on social media. She is doing big things. So if you're looking for someone that's going to call you back in a timely manner, please reach out to her. And also continue to listen to Sky G Radio. We are here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. My name is Minister Brian G.
One more thing, I'm sorry. I know you're getting ready to wrap up, but I'm having my next seminar on April 18th, and it will be uptown. April 18th from 3 to 5 p.m. I can't recall the address off the top of my head, but reach out to me and I can get that to you directly. And I call it a small business seminar, but it's for anybody who wants to come. I just want to also help the small business too, so that's why I sort of kind of classify it as that. But anyone, like come on, come all. The more people that we can reach, the more people that we can teach, and the more people we can get to become homeowners.
Awesome. Okay, good. Just whenever you get the information, we'll be glad to help you run it on our radio station.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you. All
right. That's right, folks. Continue to listen to Sky G Radio 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. My name is Minister Brian G. Stay tuned.